activational control was related to pro-social skills. So this is just continued evidence, continued support of that social centrality hypothesis. This is just kind of going on the other aspect of it. They are able to use pro-social skills when they need them, just like they're able to use coercive skills when they need them, or aggression when they need to. And then effortful control was related to a host of health-related problems, or health-related functions. So the overall better health related to effortful control. So it appears that perhaps not only the effective use of social strategies through effortful control can create individuals, dominant, higher in social positioning, but it can create healthier individuals overall. So a follow-up study, my dissertation is not just in one part, it's actually in 3 parts. So there are 2 other studies that we are currently wrapping up now. Same questions, same type of data set, but we looked at 2 other age groups, because what I really want to look at is how this changes or doesn't change developmentally. Does this trajectory continue from preschool to young children to older to adults? So 2 other age groups that we're doing this same study with are children ages 10 to 12, and we have them in groups of 5 or more. That's how we're collecting the data. So we've done Girl Scout groups or sporting groups, a lot of different type of things where we can get and see how the children interact, their social positioning, how they interact, and then see how this affects, the positioning, the temperament, the personality, the social strategies, stress, and health. And then we're also doing adults in the workplace. So does this continue at an even older age here? So once again, adults will have to be in groups of 5 or more that work together. So we've got things from plumbing shops, newspaper offices, business offices, a variety of different aspects. So that's a few of the studies I've done so far. I have some hopes, dreams, future directions in my research that I'd like to go. So I've touched on this a little bit before, but I've looked at personality, dominance, and health, but I'm adding to that with some recent studies, theory of mind and empathy. So one of the studies that we're currently working on, and I mentioned it previously, is the follow-up preschool study. So with this, I want to know, can early development of theory of mind and empathy create leaders later in life? What personality traits are associated with theory of mind and empathy? Is dominance creating healthy children, or are healthy children more dominant? So that's what we talked about before. Which way is this direction going? And then are there sex differences with this? Because we have seen it in several other studies. Are there sex differences even in preschool? Another study that we're currently working on involves empathy, personality, and physiological responses. So what we do with this is they fill out a variety of questionnaires. You've seen some of the questionnaires I've used. It's those same sort of questionnaires. And then what we do is we hook them up to a BioPAC. We hook their fingers up to a BioPAC. And we are measuring their galvanic skin response to emotion-inducing videos. So they have to watch a video for 5 minutes hooked up to this to see what sort of skin response that they will have, galvanic skin response that they will have. So the idea behind this is the more empathetic a person is, they're going to respond, have a greater response. And so I'm looking at with this, do leaders possess more or less empathy? Is there a difference between self-reported empathy and observed empathetic response? And just to hint on that, we've looked at this data, there is, and that's an interesting thing. Does the amount of empathy affect the health of the individual? Are personality dimensions related to more or less empathy? What personality dimensions are related to more or less empathy? And then once again, are there sex differences? So another avenue that I really would like to go into with this, that I want to explore and examine, is teaching leadership and improving health. So what do I mean? Well, I'd like to develop a class or a workshop to teach social strategies and how conscientiously to use those strategies at the appropriate time. So it's kind of twofold there. We've got to teach them the conscientiousness, how to use the strategies, what strategies to use and when to use them. I'd also like to do a little longitudinal follow-up with these participants that took part in this and see if their stress response or health improved after learning these strategies and learning conscientiousness. I also want to look and try to determine what age is most beneficial to teach conscientiousness and social strategies, and determine what age is health most impacted by the lack of conscientiousness and lack of inappropriate strategy use. And then once again, I want to determine how sex differences may impact these findings. So I want to say a special thank you, although they're not here, to some people at OSU that have helped me along the way. Great role models, great friends, and collaborators here. The first one, of course, would be my advisor, Dr. Jennifer Berg Craven. No matter what idea I kept coming with, she gave me ideas, we worked them out together, and I just want to thank her for the support and guidance along the way. I also had some great mentors, Dr. Kennison and Dr. Potts. Dr. Potts